All right, the big technology deal of the day, of course, Microsoft's $8.5 billion purchase of Skype. Skype could help Microsoft catch up in the online and mobile markets, maybe, but some say that Microsoft paid too much. My next guest believes that it's a good deal, but not an earth-shaking deal. Sachin Shah, a special situations merger arbitrage specialist and strategist at Capstone Global Markets. Sachin, it's great to have you with us. Thanks so much
Pimm.
for coming in.
Happy Tuesday. I forgot to say that too earlier.
Happy Tuesday. Well, you know, we could say this over Skype and it wouldn't cost us a thing, right?
That is correct. That's
so
100%
what's the deal? $8.5 billion for a company whose service is pretty ubiquitous. You know, it's ubiquitous. But when I ask anybody, you use Skype, some people say yes, and I say, do you pay for it? They go, no. Yeah. So what's the deal?
I think that people really need to understand what some of the conference call was dictating, okay? And we've talked about Yahoo, Microsoft in the past, and I don't want to bring that up per se, but I think it's important in the context of where Microsoft is going. And Steve Ballmer is potentially a closet advertiser, okay? And so they're focusing on advertising. The way you're going to get paid on this transaction is advertising. That's essentially what they've said, or Steve Ballmer has said. Yahoo, Microsoft search, what's search? Advertising. So that is, I think, where the future of Microsoft is. The other important thing that I think is maybe lost in translation here is that Ballmer mentioned, these guys mentioned three things. Mobile,
right?
Video, and social interaction or section, right?
Right.
When you say those three things, out of naming 5 or 10 companies, does Microsoft hit out of the 10?
Not right now, right?
No, and that's the point. Yeah. And so, you know, I've been saying for a while that, you know, the gorilla or elephant in the room is not only Google, but Apple, more Apple than Google. And so Microsoft has not played any of its cards very well.
They had to do something. They had to do something to make themselves relevant.
Touch. Yes, yes. So I think, like we're saying, this is a free call, okay? So, and it doesn't cost very much or very low, okay?
Right.
And so they need to get their golden touch back, okay? And so rather than paying $8.5 billion to shareholders, as I previously mentioned a few minutes ago, they spent about $35 billion in share repurchases for the past 3 years.
And the stock, as you said, done nothing.
Actually down.
Yeah.
And 17 billion or so in dividends. So that's $50 billion. So they have that on their balance sheet. So essentially people are saying, return it to us. We are wiser than you. So if they did that, as they did for the past 3 years,
the market doesn't reward anybody.
Yes.
Right? The company doesn't get any credit for that.
Exactly. So the premise here is, in addition to having low interest rates, they borrowed a lot of money last year.
Right.
Okay. And that was under 2%, maybe even 1%. Okay. So this is a free call.
So $8.5 billion
yes,
cash
it's a
from
lot
Microsoft.
Of money. It's a lot of money.
Relatively, it's a lot of money, but from Microsoft, it's not as if it's actually going to force them to go out and have to raise money. They've already got the money.
Correct. And this, all they have to generate is more than a 2 or 3% interest. And why wouldn't they, as they essentially dictated? So yeah, they're paying 9, 10, 11, 12 times sales. But this is an attractive opportunity.
All right, but let me ask you, can Microsoft make this thing work? Because you talk about a lot of the previous stuff. They've got to get their cool back if they ever had it.
That's right. They don't have their mojo. They don't have their golden touch. This is, I think, a start of it, okay? You know, Steve Ballmer, every time you hear him, he talks about innovation. Well, you don't equate innovation in Microsoft, or at least the past, at least 10 years you haven't. So this is a start of something where they need to do a couple of deals, put it together, and get an attack mode against Apple and Google, among other peers. Facebook, okay, so you had Facebook essentially valuation increase from 15, 20 billion to presumably 50 to 100.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so how is this not possible where this situation where they pay $8.5 billion plus could generate a pretty decent return for Microsoft shareholders.
Gonna wait and see what happens, right?
For sure. You need other deals. You need other deals.
More deals. I'm going to call you on Skype. We're going to see how it works out.
Sounds good.
Sachin Shah, always a pleasure.
Ben.
Capstone Global Markets. Thank you very much.